Connecting to Reverie Garden database.
So I think it'll just be these three today. And that'll leave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think 3 a day is fine. Depending.
I bear many a sin upon my shoulders. One is from realizing the Great Twilight, throwing the Empire... No, all of Zemuria into chaos. One is watching Milliam sacrifice herself without so much as lifting a finger. One is using the talent His Excellency the late Chancellor found within me to avenge my father by my own hands.
That is not a sin. That is love for your family.
One is tearing my family apart.
Not a sin.
My crimes are numerous and eternal. And yet I am allowed to remain in the RMP like nothing has changed.
Not a... Tearing your family apart? No, your fucking uncle did that when he killed your parents.
Isn't because my sins have been forgiven. If nothing else, I refuse to forgive myself for them. A sinner should never expect to be forgiven. We have no such right. All I can do is resolve to rebuild the world that we had destroyed with my own 2 hands. That is all I am capable of.
You're fine, Claire. It's cool. Like, the more I see about these characters' backstories, like, the more I kind of agree with Osborne. They'll let anybody on a train these days. Figures I'd get stuck riding with you. Wasn't it a most joyous coincidence? You know as well as I do that was no coincidence. You even brought lunch for me. I'm betting you just looked into what the guild was up to and took a guess that I'd be on this specific train. Nothing passes your watchful eye, I see. I expected you would be tired after all your hard work across the land. Making you a meal was the least I could do. Well, I've got to admit, those sandwiches were exactly what I needed right now. In all seriousness, thanks for that. I'm glad to see your trip was uneventful. Welcome to Heimdall. I apologize for calling you both all the way here. How gracious of you to come to meet us. Gotta admit, I never expected you of all people to summon us here. Why do I get the feeling we've just wandered into a huge to-do list? I wish I could say you're wrong. But first, would you care to join me for a little girl talk, shall we say? We all love Reen. Reen's that guy. He's that guy. A maiden's melancholy. A few days prior, RMP office. Rimp office. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. They may have accessed confidential information. Apprehend them at once. I repeat. Why did this have to happen while the Major was away? Find them, damn it! The intruder is using active camouflage. You'll need to use heat, movement, and other sensors too. Ow! What are you doing? Get up! I didn't do anything. It's like there's some... Pardon me, I should have kept to the edges of the corridor. But I cannot have you speak any more of this. Now fall into a lengthy slumber. Well... There you are! Don't move, you're under arrest! Huh? Where'd he go? The optical sensor isn't picking up anything. How could he vanish so quickly? Well, he can't have gone far. Find them! Yes, sir. Oh, shit's going down. Shit was going down before the start of the game. Lots of shit. It all transpired the other day at dawn while I was away. A record concerning a retrieval operation for weapons used in Crossbill during this past war was stolen. The motive for the data's theft is currently under investigation. Huh. Sounds like someone's trying to stir up some trouble. They've got to have some stones to sneak into an RMP hub. An invisible man, huh? We haven't had any reports about that at the guild. Think it's the work of the Phantom Thief? No, neither the target nor modus operandi match Blue Blonde's style. And there's no reason for the enforcers or Anguis to incite trouble in the capital at present. which means all signs point to Hercules, the Republic Special Forces unit. But there's no way the Republic would choose now of all times to come with the Empire. Precisely. Plus, the optical camouflage the perp used was far more advanced than Ramda. Ultra high-grade stealth camouflage that makes short work of any and all sensors. Its very existence is puzzling, but it also implies that more classified documents are in peril. At least that's what we at the RMP surmise. So it's likely the perp is hiding somewhere in the capital. That'd explain why you want our help, huh? I'm glad you catch on quick. You both have strong familiarity with the good and bad sides of the coin, making your perspectives invaluable. I understand you're both very busy, but might I request your assistance? What to do? Oh, Lady Sarah. The fact you came all the way out to the capital betrays your enthusiasm. Ugh. I mean, everyone in Class 7 is working their butts off all around the country. This is a good time as any for that badass Babes Brigade to show what we're capable of. Needless to say, I will also assist. Lady Claire, the RMP works day in and day out for this country. I wish to ease that burden, if only a little. Thank you so much. I knew contacting you was the right choice. Aw, stop. I'm blushing. But you know, it's kind of sad. 3 maidens sitting around midday talking about work. Indeed. We could do with a little color in our lives. Prince Oliver and Lady Scheherazad's wedding the other day was positively lovely. Yeah, wasn't it wonderful? Plus, I hear Fiona and Lieutenant Colonel Nightheart are getting along quite nicely. How are things going with you, Major? Any steamy tales of romance on your end? Well, I've been incredibly busy, so, you know. Speaking of which, I'd love nothing more than to get this investigation started as soon as possible. Come on! Weren't you the one who called this girl talk? You're stuck with us until we're done with our tea. So spill the tea. Spill it, Claire. Spill all the tea upon the land. After enjoying some lively conversation, discussions on the Invisible Man began anew. My hair. Working closely with the RMP as they surveyed the city, they worked to gather eyewitness reports. And gather them they did. They are the gathering squad. The gathering gals. Sarah also used her guild connections, allowing them to gather a wealth of rumors and information. Sharon then took all they learned into consideration to track a suspicious trail leading down below. And in light of their findings, they were all but convinced that the criminal they sought was hiding somewhere beneath the capital. So every eyewitness report points to our guy hiding out underground. A pity that our findings have only expanded our investigation rather than narrowed it. In a way, yes, but it's a good thing that all eyewitness reports were in similar-looking areas. I think we can narrow down what made our culprit choose these areas. Finding them should be easier. Then we can finally relax, so how about we...
This is a surprise.
Is she a friend of yours?
Nope. I thought she was talking to you.
Have we met?
Huh. So you don't recognize me? Well, makes sense in its own way. We haven't seen each other since our families parted ways. It's Isara. Isara Irving.
Oh. That's bad. Same last name as the Major. Indeed. She must be related to the Tenacious. I'm sorry, I had no idea. You've really grown. Growth tends to happen over the years. I'm 23 now. And I've grown? Just look at you. Nothing I've heard has done your pretty face justice. I bet Emma will be showing you off left and right with pride if you were still here. I must apologize, but Whoa, no need to sound stiff. We used to play together as kids. Next, you're going to call me Miss Irving. Should I call you the Icy Maiden, then? Heard that one in the papers. It must be so nice to trash the whole country and still be able to keep your cushy job at the end of it, huh? Hey, You can't just say whatever you want just because she's your cousin. You stay out of this one, old hag. What? I can't be older than you by more than a year or two. Please, try to retain your composure. No comeback? Wow, getting old's really sucked the life out of you. Well, I'll be getting back to work. I'll let you carry on with whatever it is you were doing. Sure hope it isn't anything that would make Emil feel more ashamed than he probably is of you. Oh, fuck off, Isara. If it wasn't because of your dad, my brother would still be alive, you fucking bitch. Of course it isn't. Yeah, no. Because you couldn't stop your dad's greedy shit about wanting to own the entirety of the Revolt and the money and shit. No, it's your entire dad's fault. Go fuck yourself, Isara. I hope your work goes well. Take care. Walking alone can be dangerous. Fuck you, you stupid bitch. It's your dad's fault my brother and parents are dead. Fucking loser. No amount of time will make my sins disappear. I thought I was well aware of that, but maybe I wasn't. They won't disappear, nor should they. I don't deserve the luxury of running. Though the women continued their conversation for a while after that, they found no new leads. They then decided it was better to call it a day, with Sarah inviting the other two for dinner and drinks. Yeah. Like, no, I'm with Claire here. Fuck that bitch. So Isara's that stubborn Michael's little sister, huh? And she's a business consultant? Seems like a capable young lady. She is. She's in demand all over the country, so she's always traveling. She's even doing business with the Revolt Company. Sometimes Michael will update me on how she's doing. She's grown so much. I've heard bits and pieces about your family situation. It seems rather complicated. I've heard a little about the company's woes myself. I'm the one who sentenced her father, my uncle, to death for his crimes. And he fucking deserved it! He killed 3 people. He killed your brother, mother, and father. What's one life compared to the 3? His death is the least that could happen. And your cousins can't play fucking ooh-wah boo-hoo, you took away our father. Well, your father took away my father and mother and brother, so fuck off. And if it wasn't for her uncle, she never would have sought vengeance. If she never would have sought vengeance, Osborn would have probably never had his eye on her. If Osborn never had his eye on her, she probably would have never joined the Ironbloods. If she never joined the Ironbloods, she never would have been in a position to bring about the Great Twilight through his Project Jormungandr and destroy the country through the RMP. So in a way, her trashing the country is all your father's fault. Fuck off, Isara. No, fucking go kill yourself. Go meet your dad. Hate you. Perhaps things didn't have to be that way, but it's the choice I made in the moment. My family collapsed like a house of cards afterward. The company nearly crumbled into nothing. Good! It should only follow that she'd despise me. Gotcha. You know, I was able to squeeze a visit up to Northumbria recently after freeing up some time. I wanted to go pay respects to my dad in the first time in a while, really. Oh. Yeah, I'm sure you're already more aware thanks to some file or whatever. I'm something of a disaster orphan. My dad found and raised me. I'm sure he always struggled over his decision to raise me as a Jaeger. Ultimately, he gave his life to protect me in his final moments. He told me to think about how to live my life. We weren't related by blood, but he still thought of me as his little girl up till he breathed his last. To me, that's more family than anything. I see. She's absolutely right. The Rhineford family considers me family as well. Even when I tried to sever those ties, they refused to snap. Some bonds simply cannot be severed. Would you consider you and Lady Isara the same? I mean, to be fair, I totally get how a stubborn doofus like you would be too paralyzed with guilt to do much. But the next time you see her, look her in the eyes. Talk to her. You can't move forward otherwise. I don't wanna! You're right. Like... Yeah, I don't wanna. In hindsight, I've been averting my eyes from everything since then. From the company, from Michael, from Isara. With the Great Twilight over, the Empire is entering a new era. It may be time for me to start anew as well, to face reality. It seems a perfect time as any. And look, I'll give you as many pokes and prods as you need. Call it the perk of being in the Badass Babes Brigade. Thank you, both of you. Claire, where are you? Michael, is something wrong? You sound... I need you to hurry to the Lake District. Isara's in danger. Good. Talk shit, get hit. Run your mouth, get smacked. Happens. If you didn't have that... Thank you so much, Lady Isara. Your business advice is greatly appreciated. On the contrary, Mr. President, I'm the one who should be grateful. By all rights, this company should have gone bankrupt, but you built it back up practically from ruin. This company, it's important. To me, to my brother, and to her. You seem rather forlorn, my lady. Don't worry about it. Anyhow, until next time. But of course, I await your return. Boy, is her skull thicker than ever. Quit trying to shoulder everything yourself, you big dummy. Okay. Okay, Isara actually does care about Claire. Okay, I'm gonna quell the flames of anger burning within. Okay. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Ugh, it's gonna eat at me. I've got to talk to her again while we're both still in the capital. Oh, I know. Michael's got to know her schedule. I think he's still in leaves. He must be busy. F-U-D? What? I am not the first three letters of fudge. No. Girl, you are not part of the Moon Knights. Do better. Draw me an angry face on your tablet on your next break. Hey, you got some eyes now. Congrats, you gave him some eyes. No, draw me a realistic 3D angry face on your next break. It didn't do the emoji on my end. Got her. That reminds me, we still need to wrap up talks on that thing from before. Maybe if he picks up, we can... Great. Now it's raining. Lucky me. Yeah. All I saw is D less than. Huh? This will hardly do. It must not be waterproof. And leaving behind a witness is not ideal. Hello, sorry for being slow to pick up. You never call me this late. Is something wrong? Michael! Help me, Michael! Oh. Isara? What happened? Isara! Answer me! Isara! How can he help you from inside Leaves? Come on now. Isara, how could this have happened? I only just saw her off. If the Invisible Man is behind it, then... Yep, we finally got a handle on this location. Like... I still hate her dad, though. Her dad killed our family. All because he wanted more money. He was slapping the Revolt name on knockoff instruments and selling them for Revolt prices. And when we caught him, he had our family killed in an unfortunate automobile accident. His hiding place is through the museum and into the underground, right where the Dark Dragon was. I know the plan was to look into it more tomorrow, but I don't think we have the luxury of waiting. Agreed, and it'll take Michael some time to get here from Leaves. I'll let the RMP know so we can get to it. Sarah, Sharon, I'm counting on you both. Understood. Let's go capture this mystery man and rescue ourselves a damsel. The Badass Babes Brigade bouncing boobs to the beatdown. After hurriedly getting in touch with the director of the museum, they borrowed the key to access the underground and made their way down. The Badass Boobs Brigade, let's go! I like the way Sharon's dressed comparatively. Obviously. Sharon, then Sarah, then Claire. Claire's casual attire, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me. It don't do it for me. Isara! Watch out! Where'd that attack come from? Well, well, what masterful evasion. I did wonder who would dare be so bold as to follow me. You have done well to come. So you knew you were being tailed. So he was indeed using ultra high grade optical camouflage. We finally caught our invisible man. For breaking into the RMP command center. No, that's hardly all. You hurt my family, and for that, you will pay. You're under arrest, you monster! Am I? How funny, but I shall play your game with glee. See if you can conquer one invisible by the naked eye.
It's strong. Please be there!
I got this. I shall assist.
Ready.
Now! This one's mine! I got this.
I'll back.
I got this. Now! An opening! Certainly. How?
Ready.
This is absurd!
I hope everyone is all right after that.
Take that! You're on very easy mode because... reasons I'm lazy. I have him restrained. Stop resisting and surrender. My father wasn't thinking you were weak. You're steel wires. Are you perchance a survivor of the Order of the Moonlight Horse? How do you know that name? I have, we shall say, something of a connection to them. Now I have completed my objective in this land. It is time I put an end to this game. Farewell, my fair ladies. May we meet again. Damn it. Yeah, Nadia also uses steel wires from... she's part of the Garden. Maybe the Order of the Moonlight Horse was the first? I don't know. Isara! I want to know more about that there connection. He got away. Of course he got away. We beat him in the main game. You couldn't have stopped him here if we had to fight him in the main game, because this is before everything. Ugh, how are things looking over there, Major? Okay, fortunately. Claire. Isara, thank goodness. How do you feel? I don't know what I would have done if something happened. You always were a softie when it came to family. Not that I'm one to talk. Yay, we saved the day! We saved the her.
My sins will never disappear. I committed them, and now I must shoulder them forever, even after the Empire begins anew. But I also need not shoulder them alone. I have friends and family who will share my burdens with me. That, at least, is something I can be proud of. Right, Emil?
Yeah. The next morning.
You have my thanks, Miss Valestine, Ms. Kruger, both for helping with the RMP's investigation and saving my sister. I am greatly in your debt.
Hey now, think nothing of it. We were all about helping out.
Indeed. That Lady Isara is all right is enough of a reward in itself.
I'm really sorry for kicking up so much of a fuss. As for you, Claire, I guess I owe you thanks. Even if you let the guy get away.
Okay. Okay. She is still kind of a bitch.
Isara, there's no need.
It's okay. What she's saying is true.
What the culprit said has given us much cause for concern.
Yeah, as the older gen of the group here, we're going to need to step up our game. If anything else happens, don't hesitate to call me. I'll be there in a flash.
In a flash of purple
Thank
lightning.
you. I will be sure to take you up on that.
Well, at least you're not as much of a lost cause as you used to be. You're no longer the dolt who bottles everything up and leaves the rest of us to figure you out. But I am a little bugged that I wasn't part of you finally letting down those walls.
I'd like to believe that I've changed, yes. A little. I've met a lot of people in just a few short years, like the ones at Thor's, who've been an incredible influence on me. But I still have so much further to go. And so much more I can prove to you. So I'll do all that I can to be a person you're both proud to call family. For you and for Emil.
Sure, whatever. You get to that. All the best, Claire.
Yeah, all the best.
So, I was thinking about it, and I'm going to take you up on your offer after all.
Well, that was sudden. Are you sure? I realize that we are the ones asking you to come, but it's not going to be an easy job.
Oh, I know. Suffice it to say that Thor's has piqued my interest now that I've seen how much it's changed Claire.
So it has.
That one daydream took us 30 minutes to complete. Riggin' me. Like, these daydreams are long, man. That's why I've decided to only relegate, like, 3, no more than 4 per stream. Oh, wow. That is really good. Ooh.
Rendering browsing interface.
The path chosen. Little baby Toa, she's so cute. February 21st, a week after Valentine's Day. My story takes place after Crossbow's liberation. Rise instructor Randy returned to the branch campus several days after Yuna. Oh, look who it is! Welcome back, Instructor Randy. It's good to have you here again. Hey, Reen, Toei. Even got Michael coming out to say hello. You didn't have to roll out the red carpet for me. This isn't a big deal. No way, we wouldn't miss this for anything. Sounds like you had plenty to straighten out over there once things settled down. You don't know the half of it. Wait, shouldn't you three be teaching right now? If you're all here, then what are the students? We moved our homeroom periods up, so it's fine. It's what they all wanted anyway. What who wanted? Instructor Randy! They wanted to see you back. It's so good to see you. Welcome back. You and Yuna were pure brilliant in that operation. That's our instructor for you. Always ready to put in the work to get a job done right. Wow. Thanks, kids. I missed you. None of you got rusty while I was away now, did you? You have nothing to worry about there, instructor. I'm more wondering if you got rusty without us there to keep you on your toes. Very funny. I swear you live to give me a hard time, Ash. They're gonna make it even harder for me to leave in a month's time than it already is. I think it's too late for that. Hooray, it looks like our surprise reception was a success. I'll say, you're a special guy to us, Randy. Thanks, all of you. It really is good to be here again, even if just briefly. Like Instructor Orlando, I will also be taking my leave once this school year comes to a close. I'd suggest you make your decision regarding a certain something sooner rather than later, Instructor Herschel. Right. Oh, excuse me. The path chosen. Toa! Irene? What's up? School's already over. Is something wrong? You've been spacing out a lot recently. No, I'm totally fine. Just a little sleep deprived. Why haven't you gone home yet? Have you forgotten? Everyone's coming today, so you were going to tag along with me to welcome them. Ah, that's right. Irene, what time is it? We have to hurry to the station. No worries, we still have time. Let's pack up and head out. We arrive at last. I haven't been here since just before the war. It really does remind me of Trista. I'm starting to think we shouldn't have come in uniform, though. Right? Things have been hectic today, but even so, wearing my uniform when I'm off duty feels maybe a tad gauche. Oh, it's fine. You both look cool as heck, in my opinion. Hey, everyone. We're glad you could make it. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedules to see us. It means a lot. Oh, think nothing of it. It's just a shame that some of us weren't able to make it. I was rather preoccupied the last time I visited Leave, so I'm looking forward to having a proper tour this time. We'll be happy to show you the sights, so we only need a few more till our group is complete. Aha, and there they are.
Yo, didn't think you guys would beat us.
Sorry to keep you waiting, kittens.
Kedge. Angelica Rogner. George, no. Gnomi.
Not at all. We only just got here ourselves.
The gang's finally back together.
Ready for the gang squad.
I honestly wasn't sure whether I should come, but you were kind enough to invite me, so how could I say no?
Man, hearing myself say gang squad reminds me of the gank squad. Reminds me of Dark Souls 2's second DLC. Reminds me of how much I want to play some Dark Souls again. Damn, I love Dark Souls. I haven't played that game in like 2 years, dear. We haven't played Dark Souls in like 2 years. I think it's about time to venture back to Lordran Drang Lake and the lands betwixt.
Well, shall we get this celebration underway?
Because I just fucking love me some Dark Souls. Oh my god, I love that game so much.
Let the pre-party of the Thor's 220th class reunion begin.
That's a lot of class reunions. Yeah. But I don't want to do the Dark Souls until you officially move in, because I still hate getting invaded, and we're still going to get invaded by everything. Tonight was our class reunion, an event Angie spared no trouble planning. The main event was scheduled for a fancy hotel in Heimdall, but some coming early wanted to visit the branch campus as well. After securing the principal's permission, we agreed that they would drop by after classes had ended for the day. Nice shot. Whoa, is this really your first time playing tennis? Right? I've never seen anyone pick it up so quickly. Look at them, they got the tennis sway. Well, we used to play lacrosse back on the main campus, so a racket's not too hard to wrap my head around. Doesn't hurt that a tennis ball is about the same size. Anyway, come on, let's get serious. Is that all you students can muster up these days? I figured you could do better than this. Oh, now you've done it. We'll make you eat those words. Go, Yuna. Go, Jessica. You've got this. Adel filled out nicely with her cheesecake. Remove that nonsense from the top and you got yourself a good dessert. Wow, this looks delicious. Yes, and it's so colorful as well. It's cheesecake. The only color it should be is brown and cheesecake. That's thanks to all the fresh fruit that Sandy grew. And Freddy's wild grass makes for a wonderful accent, I find. I'm not gonna eat no goddamn grass with my motherfucking dessert, man. Wow, not bad at all. What exactly did he contribute to this, though? Shaw, don't worry. It's just a bunch of herbs I picked in the mountains, yeah? And I'm picking that shit right off my dessert. I should have expected nothing less from a former member of the gardening club. You garnish with the best of them. I could learn a lot from you. Yeah, it's the friends new and old. Ash and Kurt, still Ash and Kurting. Oh, they're in the literature club. Dorothy's reading out her Supreme Boy Love. That's right, love is everything, absolutely everything. Just as Tonio and Alexei demonstrate in this story, love transcends any barrier. Age, birthplace, status, even gender couldn't keep them apart. In fact, those obstacles only made their love stronger. I know just what you mean, their love is so pure and precious. What about you? What do you think? Oh, we do not like each other that way, sorry. That we just want to be left the hell alone. Maybe I should have gone elsewhere. Toa, save us! Don't just leave us here to die! And that's how it's done. Whoa. It's crazy to think Angelica, of all people, was in the tea ceremony club. Her form was so beautiful and flawless. You were superb, Angelica. I'm extremely impressed. Angie's always been good at that sort of thing. Stuff like that lets her make a good impression on the kind of people who care about decorum. What can I say? It's the secret to my success in life. But enough about me, Muse and Maya. You fill out those kimonos wonderfully. What a double dose of heavenly beauty. We should call a few more kittens over and have ourselves a very intimate little kimono part. They're in school, Angie. Cool your jets. I don't know, I think it's a rather intriguing proposition. Intriguing or not, we don't even have enough kimonos to go around for it. You good, Vincent? You've been sitting completely still for a while. Someone, please, help me. My legs, they've fallen asleep. Oh, Vincenzo. What's the matter, Reen? You're getting slow on me. You're not bad for a guy who hasn't done this in ages yourself. Ooh, you guys are too cool. Of course, Reen and Crow are fucking guitar buddies. They shred on those axes. They get them licks in. I've known for years that Crow is a deft hand, but wow. They are the ones who put on that legendary school performance festival. We can't let them steal the spotlight. It's been a while since Reen and Crow got to jam out like this. Also, Reen's axe looks absolutely fucking pristine, man. It's fire. And so the fun times blew by, and we headed for the hotel in the capital that would serve as the venue for our class reunion. That was such a blast. It was. There are so many incredible students here. We'll have to bring the rest of our old class to visit someday. Sounds like fun. You'll be going straight back to Jirai once after the party's over, right, Crow? I seem to remember Stark applying for some time to follow suit. Yeah, sounds like things have been going nuts over there lately, so we're gonna go see what's up. Toa in her outfit is the fucking best, and I love it so much. Toa is like... she's basically perfection. I'm sure you know all about the debates in Northumbria about breaking off from the Empire. All that's been having an influence on Jirai, too. I'm sure the word about Crossbell getting back its independence is only adding fuel to the fire. But Jirai's only prospered as an SEZ. So I can't see them throwing that away just for autonomy. In their case, yeah, Northumbria might be a different story, though. I take it that when everything's calmed down, you're planning to, well... don't be getting all mopey on me. We're not snot-nosed kids anymore. Says the perpetual troublemaker. Well, take care. Let me know when you get to Jirai safely. Sure thing, Mom. Yeesh. You'll be coming back by train afterward, right, Toa? I hope you have a good time. Oh, she looks like she is having a perfect time. Thanks. I'll be back by later on tonight. By the way, that dress is looking real fine on you, Toa. Indeed it is. Also, looking at her, she kind of got a little bit of a booty. Tomorrow's a free day, so what's the harm in coming back tomorrow morning? If we're going to party it up at a hotel, we could also party it down, if you get my drift. Angie, you don't even try to keep it vague anymore. Make sure you keep your cougar on a tight leash, you hear, George? Someday, this will stop being up to me. Someday. Anyway, time to head off. See you, Reen. Take care. Give my regards to the others. We will. Bye for now. No.
Hot damn. Gotta level with you guys. Today was more of a blast than I ever expected.
That was your first time on campus in a while, so I'm not surprised you got into it. I'm glad I came too.
Well, you're welcome back anytime. Students were happy to see you. So, once things have settled down in Jirai, you're planning to go travel all on your own, right, Crow?
That's the plan. I think I'm a smidge too old for journeys of self-discovery, to be honest. But I wouldn't even be here now if not for Ordine and the rest. It makes me want to find meaning in my life, you know?
Yeah.
Well, make the most of it.
My investigation into the Black Workshop is mostly done, so I'm asking if the professor will let me stay at the Ruhr Institute. Nothing's gonna erase the bad I've put into the world. But that doesn't mean I can't try to put in some good.
Here.
I think that's a good idea. Perfect, even.
We're all living through a time of great change for the Empire. For the whole continent, really.
Yeah.
The class system we've all accepted as an immutable part of Erebonian life is on its way out the door. That's why I need to talk to Father about what our family can do for the people of Nortia going forward. What about you, Toa? Have you decided whether you're going to leave the branch campus or not?
You knew?
You forget. We four go way back. We figured it out ages ago. That's about the only thing that could be eating at you like this right about now.
We're here if you need friends to talk it through with, Toa. And that's what we're here for. To lean on when the going gets tough.
Like, I wonder how they can actually hear each other. Motorcycles aren't exactly known for their quiet.
Alright, you win. You remember how I went around and helped multiple NGOs after graduating?
Yeah.
One of those groups helps rebuild areas hit by disaster or war. And they resolve diplomatic disputes as a neutral party. Well, that organization's director got in touch with me recently. They said their goal was to help address the scars the war has left on the world. And they want me to help.
Huh.
Not bad.
I didn't think you'd been asked to help do something that big.
Fits you like a glove, though. Between the Civil War, this last war, and the trade conference, you've shown you're great at desk work, negotiating, and so much more.
Yeah,
I can see you really being able to make a difference in a place like that. Which must be what they see in you, too.
Indeed.
I feel like they're overestimating me a little, to be honest.
They're not, Toa. You're pretty great.
While the war might technically be over, we're still very much feeling its effects. It's been 6 months since we all came together to end the Great Twilight. But a great shadow still looms over us.
Yeah. I mean, we were just talking about the hell being raised in Jirai and Northumbria. Crossbell's never not feeling it.
And those who played a part in bringing it about still have atoning to do. Myself included.
And then there are the people scarred by the war.
You know what I think, Toa? I think you have your answer already.
Yeah, maybe I do. I can't deny it's a really important task. I'd likely be able to help the Empire and all of Zumeria far more in this role than if I were just to stay an instructor. Objectively speaking, I'm also sure I could handle the workload involved. Even so,
This takes me back to Thor's. Remember when we were in on those Arcus tests? You were totally bewildered as to why you'd been chosen at first.
Oh. I really was. We were all good friends by that point. But I remember being so confused on why Instructor Sarah picked me. You and Crow were two of the most capable students in our year. George was one of Professor Schmidt's disciples and a highly gifted engineer in his own right. And then there was me. An ordinary girl who just knew my way around organizing files a little better than most.
I don't know. If anyone else said they became student council president in the first year, I wouldn't believe them. That's something you handled like it was nothing, I might add. Even with the Arcus tests thrown into the mix. While on our field studies, you'd prepared the rest of the council for every kind of eventuality without fail.
You're good,
You
Noah.
still had the energy to support us by drafting up game plans and guiding us wherever we went.
We would have been up shit creek without those. Sarah was some kind of slave driver on us innocent babes. You made it so we did more than squeak by on those tests. Even made him a fond memory. You're the glue that holds us together, Toa.
Crow's necklace is fucking cool.
You're not gonna make me blush. I was only able to do all of that because I had you.
I kind of want a copy of.
You noticed
Crow's
how
necklace.
anxious I was and gave me a gentle push in the right direction. Having you all at my back gave me the strength to face forward. That's why I was able to handle everything. So much happened during our years at the academy, both good and bad. But no matter how grim things looked, we always got through them by supporting each other. And before I knew it, I'd really come to love Thor's.
Yeah.
Then there was Class 7. I never could have dreamed when I met everyone that we'd make it through 2 wars together. But here we are.
I doubt anyone could have seen all that's happened coming.
It's been wild beyond belief, yeah. Remember when I died? Fun times.
I know we use humor to cope, but Hades above, that is grim. You know, you technically never graduated, did you, Crow?
Damn, Crow!
Maybe you could enroll at the branch campus when your journey's all over. Finish up your studies.
Damn, Crow! Like, you didn't have to go there.
Seconding that idea, don't you want to study under Instructor Reen?
Oh God,
yeah,
no.
Because I really want to hit those books.
Oh.
There's a part of me that wishes I could turn back time and go through school all over again. I only enrolled at Thor's because I didn't want to run away from the importance of power in the military. But I got more than I ever bargained for during my time there. And I'm still learning so much by teaching at the branch campus. It was the connections we gained from being part of the Thor's family that let us overcome the Great Twilight.
The Crow is just so damn
And
great.
I think those connections are are just as important as the work I'd be doing as part of the NGO. Carrying the torch of camaraderie and cooperation forward however we can is our duty as the foundation of the world.
Fair enough.
Sounds to me like your course is set then.
Just follow your heart, Toa. It won't lead you astray.
It won't.
If life takes you to a fork in the road, and neither road feels right to tread, you forge a third path, all your own. That's how Rean's and how our group have always done it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Angie. Thanks for helping me think this through, you guys.
I just sat here looking pretty.
Yeah, you did, Crow.
Give it your best, Toa. We'll always be rooting for you.
Crow, you
No
are
matter
gorgeous.
How far apart we are, or how much our paths diverge, that will never change.
Never ever.
We then made our way to the class reunion in the capital. It was wonderful seeing so many old friends I hadn't had time to meet since graduating, and between good food and drinks, time flew. But soon came the time to depart, and after saying my goodbyes, I'd only just made the last train of the night back to Leaves. That was so much fun. Everyone looked like they were doing so well. Klein, Friedel. I hope we can squeeze in enough time to hang out again soon. The next stop is Leaves. Leaves. When disembarking. Oh, that was a close one. I almost missed my stop. Welcome back. Reen's a good guy. He waited here for Toa. Oh, what brings you here, Reen? Did you come to meet me? I was out for a nighttime stroll anyway, so I thought I would. Reen, man, doing stuff like this is why you get all the girls. But being as dumb as you are is why you get none of the girls. Do you have a fun time at the reunion? The funnest. I admit I didn't expect you to get back and run into you first thing like this. I just couldn't get to sleep. I've got a lot on my mind, I guess. There's next term's lessons and new students to plan for, not to mention the fact that we're going to be losing Randy and Major Irving, and possibly even you, too. Oh. You saw right through me, too, huh? Listen, Reen. I'm not going to weigh in on your decision. If I did, I'd just end up trying to make you stay. Besides, even if you do end up leaving, that's not going to sever the bond between us. That's how Thor's is. Just follow the path that you believe in, and know that I'll be supporting you the whole way. Thanks, Reen. That means a lot coming from you. And not coming from the 3 people I went to school with and 3 of my closest pals. Like, damn, Toa, like... I know you're hard up for Reen, but damn. Yeah, true. Crow, like, it was basically just a talk between George and Angie and Toa. Crow just sat there with the face and the hair. I could tell that Reen felt the same way I did. That's how we were able to come this far. Even if we were apart, we were always supporting one another. And with that in mind, the path I ought to choose became clear. Later that evening. Is that your answer, Miss Herschel? Yes, I'm going to stay at the branch campus, but I want to take on as many jobs as possible from the NGO. We'd personally love that, but are you sure? The path you're choosing to go down is undeniably more difficult than any of your other options. I know. But I think my connection to Thor's will prove useful in my NGO activities. I want to link the 2 of them together, not just for the Empire, but for the future of the entire continent. I see. In that case, I'll say no more. Let's get down to business. I want to talk to you about the arrangements for negotiation in the lead-up to the signing ceremony. Of course. Heh. She's going out of her way to pick the hardest path of them all. Thor's has quite the future ahead of it, and that includes you. This is just the end result of all of our choices. Hell, you and I are both part of Thor's now. You don't got much room to talk, pal. Well, you're not wrong. She'll be taking my place as head instructor. Schwarzer, you better give her the backup she needs. Of course, for both you and Randy. The new military finance instructor is coming by to say hello today, right? Ooh, is the new military finance instructor Irving's sister, Isara? I think so. Yeah, she'll be taking Instructor Herschel's place. She can be quite rash, but I do believe she's the right woman for the job. Yeah, and if I remember correctly, she's your... Called it. I love how everything's tying in a nice, neat, little, happy friend bow. So this is it. Thor's Branch Campus, the place connected to her alma mater. Well, not much else to do but dive right in. I'll give this everything I've got. Everything you've got, and then some more. God, these take so long. Yes, Toast Chung Sam. Let's get her cute. Even though there's really not much combat left to be done. Like, I might end up doing the, oh my gosh. I'll probably end up doing the trials as well, which means I'll have to farm those goddamn keys. Perfect. Yeah, I might showcase all of the trials.
Rendering browsing interface.
Alright. Justice Adieu. God, Dudley! Oh my god, Dudley looks exactly like he should be Machias' fucking father. Like, I think Machias' mom might have a little bit of explaining to do. Did
3
she
days
ever...
after the SSS successfully liberated Crossbell.
Like, do we know if Machias' mother ever traveled to Crossbell?
I found myself being the first of my old classmates to see the city in all its newfound freedom.
Because Machias and Dudley look exactly the same.
Excuse me, but would you two be Commander Sonia Bells and Vice Commissioner Pierre?
We would, yes, Machias.
That's correct. Inspector Regnitz, yes? We've been expecting you.
Quite an entourage.
I'm that guy.
It's a pleasure to meet you both.
We've come on behalf of the Government Accountability Inspectorate. I hope we can count on your cooperation during our visit.
God, Machias has just such a douchey sounding job. The Government Accountability Inspectorate.
We've come... Ordinarily, the withdrawal of all Erebonian troops and weaponry from Crossbell should have happened immediately after the war. The IDF's occupation had caused a delay, but now it could finally be executed, and overseeing it was our mission. This critical assignment came directly from my father, a task closely linked with Crossbell's independence to boot. Veteran inspectors in Rhineford were entrusted with watching over Tangram Fortress and the local military factory, while I was assigned to the city itself, and my primary focus would be the tower the defense force had occupied. The SSS only knows how to do it big, don't they? Can't believe they pulled this off. I heard Yuna's still out of school to help them in dealing with the aftermath.
Aid.
Thank you. I think we have a better handle on what happened here now.
Hey, Dad.
So after the SSS charged in...
Hey, son. No words need to be exchanged.
I remember him from the files related to the SSS. First Division, I think. What was his name again? Never mind. I need to focus on work. Off to the 36th floor, then.
It was quite the gargantuan task for Machias to inspect the inside of Orcus Tower, reviewing each shard of broken glass or overturned vase. But while working hand in hand with the local police and CGF, he set out to ensure that no offense caused by the IDF would go unnoticed. The work was exhausting, mentally and physically. Days in, and he was still on the clock after burning the midnight oil. This left no time to go out for drinks with fellow colleagues. It was just him and his work. He could feel the fatigue start to eat away at him. Thankfully, there was a local cafe that had become a small haven for his weary soul.
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
Thank you. There's no better morning ritual than one that starts with a good cup of coffee. Now I can start work with my best foot forward.
Hey, check out the Imperial.
Oh yeah, a pal of mine in the tower was telling me about having to work with that guy.
Fuck you guys.
Thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials.
Much obliged. Nothing like that first cup of the day.
Is that true, dear? Is there nothing like that first cup of the day? I mean, I do hate Machias, but still, fuck those guys. Like, I'm the only one allowed to rip on Machias, because I don't rip on him for being from the Empire. Like, I don't rip on him for being from a different country. I rip on him because of his face, his hair, his clothes, his gun, his family. I rip on him for the fucking superficial things. Because he's a douche. Yeah, I rip on Machias for all the superficial things. I don't care if he's from the Empire, the Republic, from Crossbell. I don't give a fuck. He's a douche. But I'm allowed to say that. I've played 5 gajillion games with this guy. He was determined to do his job well for the SSS who fought by his side during the Twilight. For all of his friends doing what they could back in the Empire, and for his father who believed he could handle such an important task. Little did he know, however, that his hard-earned day off several days later would be spent around his beloved brew.
You're all out of dark roast?
I'm so sorry, sir. I know it's your go-to coffee. Ours is ground with beans imported straight from Orid. But I'm afraid something's happened that's made it impossible to get back in stock.
Oh no.
The owner was saying something about crime being afoot.
Crime is afoot.
Wait, what crime is being committed?
Oh, sorry, sir. Listen to me go on.
Not at all. In fact, do go on.
I like dark roast too. I am a detective.
Detective?
Son. Father.
Well, what he said. Our morning's just not the same without your coffee. If you don't mind, could you let us speak to the owner of this establishment?
Ah, yes. Father and son. The buddy cop duo. Justice adieu. Yes, father and son, the green-haired buddy cops. By the way, I also kind of hate Dudley. For, like, the exact same reasons. Dudley just got on my nerves when playing through Azure and Zero. Yeah, that kind of thing seems to be happening a lot lately. We've gotten a number of queries about missing parcels, deliveries to the wrong address, and the like. My hunch is that trade resuming just plain has companies in chaos. I sure hope things will calm down soon. Indeed. Thank you for your cooperation. I've had a hunch after hearing what the cafe owner had to say, but wow. This runs deeper than it rightly should. Yes, Machias. It's fucking coffee beans. Woo fucking who. Whatever. It also matches up with several reports the police have received. Several communication and delivery mishaps and the confusion just after Crossbell's liberation were eventually traced to imported goods and sundries disappearing in transit. Right? And there are too many cases for it to all be mere coincidence. If the staff testimonials are anything to go by, it's not just restaurants either. Any business could fall victim. And all in a way so they don't even notice there's a pattern. Quite the underhanded operation. Are there multiple perps, or is someone acting alone? What could their MO be? We need to gather information. It occurs to me now that this is rather late, but... I was sent from the Empire on work-related business at Orcus Tower just last week. My name is... Your Inspector Machias Regnitz. I know. Alex Dudley of the CPD's 1st Investigative Division. So you knew who I was this whole time. From reports related to the SSS, I'm guessing? The 1st Division deals in foreign affairs as well, so naturally I'd know about you. Your father being Representative Regnitz and you being a member of Class 7 puts you on our radar more than any other report. Right, I'm sure. Don't let me knowing that freeze you up on me. For the first time in quite a while, I'm not on the clock. But I'm not about to sit back when my coffee is in danger. He's you, dear. I don't want to work, but I will work so hard when people are trying to get in the way of me and a good cup of brew. We'll have no shortage of ordeals to face in the days to come, and I won't let that be marred by the loss of one of my life's simple pleasures. Oh. So, Inspector Regnitz, might I request your cooperation with my independent investigation? I realize this is out of our respective jurisdictions, but I hope you might say yes, as a fellow lover of coffee. Haha, of course I'd be happy to assist. Thus, the two formed an unusual bond and opened up an investigation for their beloved bitter beans. Ah, yes, the green-haired buddy cop bros for their beloved bitter beans. In today's episode, bring back the bitter beans. Our love is so bittersweet. We fight for freedom. Their stop was inside the department store where Machias questioned his old friend Patry. The reputable trader, Harold Hayworth, was next on the list, and he suggested they visit each district to interview the city's merchants. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Use that route all the time myself. Lucky for me, I was sure to move some things around ahead of time, so we're not hurting stock-wise. I'm thinking whoever's behind it's either green as grass in the underworld, or they straight have no fear of death. Or both. And what makes you think that? I don't mind answering, but it's going to cost you, though I think I can afford to give you a friendly discount, Detective. Huh, I would have thought he'd have a bigger problem with her line of work. So that's about everything we could figure out. This is doing a lot more harm to the locals than I ever would have realized. This is an incredible help, so thank you. The Junior SSS is everything I'd hoped for and more. Good, with all the SSS does for us, we're always down to cover for them. Ask us for help whenever you need it. I certainly will. I'm sure I'll be back at some point. Heh, he's quicker on his feet than I give him credit for. We're saving the coffee. We're saving the least important thing in the world, but apparently you fucking guys like it. I wonder why I didn't see this side of you coming. I just hadn't pegged you as the type to have connections to Nine Valley or a back alley bar. Any detective worth his salt knows where there are valuable clues to be derived from the underground. I suppose I'm not the only one who's had his expectations flipped then. Your file read like you'd be more resistant to going off the book. Thought you'd be more straight-laced. Don't take this the wrong way, but that applies more to you than to me. I've still got a ways to go. Crossbell's independence is at stake. I can't afford to let my inexperience as an inspector be what screws it up. I don't think... Now, where's the next bar? Whoa there, sir. Oops. Sorry about that. Not at all. I should have stepped out of the way. If I recall, this guy works in general affairs at Orcus Tower. Those glasses. I remember you. You're that inspector from the Empire. Showed the IDF the door. Got all the paperwork in order. You're a hell of a hard worker. I'm guessing it's easy for an Imperial to finish what Imperial started, huh? That isn't how I would put it. You know, I've been hearing lots of stories about fraud picking up here again. They keep that up, they might start calling this place the City of Sin the way they did before the SSS cleaned the place up. That's you bastards' fault. You just come in and start tearing everything we built. Hey, that's enough. I understand lips are loose when drunk, but any more of that mouth and it'll be interfering with official business. Huh? Wait, I've seen you around too. What are you doing, you moron? Stop heckling random people on the street. Sorry about him. He gets like this when he drinks too much. Got Detective Dudley and Inspector Regnitz. Oh, Idios, I am so sorry if my friend said anything rude. I think he's been doing too much overtime since the liberation. Come on, man, let's go. I know it's our day off, but you drank way too much, I tell you. I can still go for more. If you could stay for just another minute. Your friend here mentioned something about fraud being on the rise. What would you happen to know anything about that? We're in the middle of an investigation, so anything at all you could share with us would be greatly appreciated. Oh, you know, I think I might. There's been this suspicious merchant who's been selling knockoffs of brand name goods. Retailers around here have been getting inquiries from customers on them. We were thinking of giving a heads up to the police about it, so your timing is perfect. Would you like the names of the stores that were notified? That'd be great, thank you. After the new lead from an unexpected source, they went right to visiting the store specified. They were more than happy to give obvious tells for the knockoffs. The similarities between each account were almost astounding. Then, with plenty of new information in hand, they agreed to find a place to sift through their findings while resting their feet. And there was no better spot for a sit-down than a certain bakery on West Street. We've managed to collect a fair bit of information. Indeed, such as how the victims up to this point have dealt with import brands and foodstuffs. Brands like Quincy Company and Strager Corporation are among them. Wherever these are sold, a merchant has appeared to offer the exact same products for a much lower price. These alternatives, however, are inferior knockoffs. By the time this is discovered, the merchant has already disappeared. I think there's a connection here. Almost undoubtedly, it ties into our current case. So fraud and counterfeit goods, If you're still worried about what that man said earlier, you shouldn't be. Being Erebonian does not mean you have to shoulder the responsibilities of your country. True. Thank you, I appreciate that. But to me, he represents the majority of Crossbell's people. It makes me feel like I can't do anything to make them feel better, as an Imperial citizen and as an inspector. I see. You really are so much like me in my younger years. How so? You're deeply serious with a strong sense of justice that makes you want to live up to the expectations placed upon you. But now, suddenly, all that pressure has become so immense that it's suffocating you. Is that it? I don't know. No, you might be right. With the Chancellor now gone, the Empire is racing toward a new era. And amidst all this, my dad is now the representative Chancellor of the entire country. The first step we need to take for this new era is to restore and stabilize our relationship with Crossbell. I believe he's expecting of me the kind of inspection results that will work to that end. And yet here I am, with my hands full with just the stuff immediately right in front of me. I can't help but hate how much of a good-for-nothing guy I am. I hope you won't mind me countering this, but I think you should be more confident in yourself, Machias. You chose the thorn-filled path of being an inspector despite how difficult it was going to be. and against your young age, you've been entrusted with the most important aftermath of restorations after the war. These more than prove you're qualified, and that means you absolutely can live up to the expectations your dad has of you. I get panicked that I don't produce enough results quickly enough. But is a brew not truly at its most divine when the beans have been roasted longer? No! Shut up about coffee! Life's not a fucking cup of coffee, Dudley. God, you just look like green best genist. I'm sure you understand what I mean as a fellow lover of coffee. Ha, yeah. You're right, I think I've been trying to rush my progress so much that it's only made things worse instead. Maybe I'll take a bit longer to produce the results, but better take it slow and steady than run myself into the ground. That's the way. Hello, Detective. And to you too, Inspector. You better not. We don't need you becoming immune to coffee before Thursday, because I'm going to be keeping you up very long night. I don't know if I've ever seen you two in the same place before. If I recall, you're from the former law office, aren't you? I asked if he'd be willing to cooperate with an investigation of mine. We were just taking a short break. What investigation, if I may ask? Is it about the dealer of counterfeit goods? You've been keeping up with the times, have you? Yeah, Grace has been all over it. I got to thinking how the SSS once worked a similar case, so I was going through some old leads and... What? Would you mind showing us those leads? If we can get our hands on some evidence, I might be able to get the 1st Division to make an arrest. Oh, I don't mind at all. You've done so much for me in the past, Detective. How could I say no? But keep it a secret from Grace. If she finds out, she might end up forcing her way to a front seat on your investigation. I can picture it now. We'll keep that in mind. A few hours later. I've really hit the jackpot this time, haven't I? Crossbell never fails to disappoint me. Well, save for a few sour moments. I couldn't be happier with our business arrangement myself. It's much easier to get things done this way. That's my line. I hope we can continue this most profitable of relationships. If Crossrail regains independence, then it may become much easier to do business than it was under Imperial rule. I'd welcome the return of a prime hunting ground for folks like us. Haha. Oh, the joke's on you! Oh shit, I remember that fucking old woman. Oh my god, yeah, she was a bitch. She was selling counterfeit goods for a long time in the Crossbell games. Fuck, that's right. What's this? And who might you be? Well, if it isn't Minith, the con man and the infamous counterfeit dealer from Calvard. So you're the small fry that used to cause so much trouble in Crossbell. What? Know who I am, do you? So my past is coming back to haunt me. I never should have allowed that cursed special support section to catch me. The files the CPD have on you from last time came in handy. We know everything you've been up to. Surrender peacefully. So this is because of that pesky SSS, is it? Ha, in that case, what perfect timing. I've been looking for a chance to express my gratitude for all they did for me. She's completely flipped the switch. She'll rake up the whole city at this rate. I've had my run-ins with the SSS as well. If you're friends of theirs, then this is an excellent opportunity to relieve some stress. It's time to get to work. We'll use sheer force to bring you pests to your knees. Get out here, you lackeys. Teach these four-eyed lettuce heads a lesson. Well then, no one's coming? Where the hell are they? Oh dear. How did the cops find out about the meeting spot? Damn it, this is why I hate working with crooks that always get caught. Was that directed at me? I told you, we're 2 steps ahead of you. The entire department will be here soon. I hope you don't think you can get away. Aren't we clever? All we have to do is break past you, and then we can run this racket over and over again. And if you won't step aside, then we'll force you to get out of our way. Get him! Have it your way. We're more than prepared to respond. I'm counting on you, Inspector Regnitz. Of course. Buddy cop duo. And then there were two. Oh, those worthless idiots. What a truly tragic end. For you! As if I'd give up so easily. Hahaha, it's all over for you. I still have one weapon left. Wow, fucking... You know what? Dudley is actually kind of the man. He runs them hands. He don't give a fuck. I love him. He's great. Marcus, on the other hand, is still bitch made. Yeah! Now do you get it? This is the Iron Hammer of Justice. Hahaha! Eat my dust, you bastards! I'll always have a place to escape, so long as there's a horizon to reach. What the? Why won't the engine start? I tried to tell you. Of course we already discovered your getaway plan. We got ahead of you and cut the engine. You're welcome to try swimming away from here, though. How could you? Well, Miss Counterfeit Dealer, Minith, you've escaped justice in the past due to your status as foreigners, but that ends today. Crossbell and its laws are evolving. I'll put in a good word for you to see that you get tried here. Best of luck. Is this really how it ends? Our plan was perfect. How could this happen? Because you got in the way of our coffee!
Suspects apprehended, 0210 hours.
And so the counterfeit dealer and swindler that caused the stir in Crossbell were finally caught. The supply routes they had impeded soon returned to normal as the investigation progressed. It was shortly after when Machias heard that the cafe had restocked his favorite coffee beans, inspiring him to drop by the next day before work.
Sorry, thanks for waiting. Here's one of our very own dark roast specials. Boy, I think my jaw about hit the floor when I heard the case had been solved. Thanks to you two, it barely put a dent in business. We owe you one. So, the owner said it's on the house today.
Oh, wow, thank you. It's dark roast or nothing in the morning.
I choose nothing.
I love the way you can feel it coursing through your body from the first sip. Can't start my day without it. And speaking of, I have something I'd like to share with you a little later. Are you free for lunch? I know a place with food that goes spectacular with any brew.
Absolutely, I'm free.
I like Friends. It's like a date. A date between father and son. They look the exact same. It still makes me mad. Like, are we absolutely positive that Machias' mother never made a trip to Crossbell? Like, are we positive of this? Like, do we know this for certain? Oh, my internet connection is being unstable for the stream. Well, guess this is as good a time as any. I did say it was going to be a shorter stream, and it looks like my internet bitrate is green.